So let's talk about the final type of the functions, which are value returning functions. Well, these functions are not returning anything. They're merely they're doing some calculations and then they're printing something, right? But what if we want functions to return some values that can be used later on? For example, this 11 or this 1 that is printed over here is of no use. For example, I mean, there is use of it. For example, if we can see that the subtraction of these two numbers is 1. That's it. But we cannot further use it anywhere, right? So what if we want to store, let's say this 11 is the result of this function. So this 11 should be used in further calculations. I want to subtract something from 11. I should be able to do that, right? So how can we do that? So let me again use this addition function, okay, over here, and let's make it a value returning function. Okay, so the first thing that I will do is I'll say result is equals to num1 plus num2. By the way, again, this is a function where we are receiving two numbers, num1, num2. We're adding these two numbers and storing the result in a variable called result. Okay. Now, please listen to this very carefully. I will say return, and as you see, it turns green. It is a keyword. It has special definition that I'm going to define in a minute. So I'll say return result. What do we mean by this? What is result, by the way? Result is this variable that contains num1 plus num2. What is num1 and num2? Num2 are the variables for which we will receive values where we will be calling the function. So let's call the function first. So addition, what are the two numbers? Let's say 4 and 5 that we want to add. Okay. Now previously when we were adding the numbers, it was simply printing it out. But now we are returning the result of addition, right? By the way, this is a simple variable. You can change the name of this variable as well. But if you change the name of variable over here, you should also update it over here as well. So what will actually happen? Now we have written this return keyword. It means that, please listen to this very carefully, wherever we will use the name of this function, the name of this function will be replaced by whatever value is being returned from here. It will be actually replaced by this value itself. Let me explain it. But first, let me run it. So you may say that it is returning us 9. It is exactly same as we were getting 11 or 1. But no. Here, if I say plus 1, I can do that. Why? Because this function call, after execution, it converts into this result variable. What is the result variable? It contains 9. So it converts into 9, which is an integer. So I can add another integer to existing integer, right? Can I do that over here? For example, plus 1. If I run it, it will give me error. Why? Because this function call is not returning anything. So it is not a value returning function, right? But this is a value returning function, and I can use this value later on anywhere as well. I can also do something like maybe, let's say, number equals to the result of addition, okay? And then later on, I'll say number multiply by 4. So the result of addition was 9, so number is 9. So 9 multiplied by 4 is 36, okay? Now, let's add a little bit more twist. So here we have an addition function, okay? What if I do something like this? Okay, let me make it a bit simpler by doing this. Okay, what do you think? What should be the output of this thing, this whole expression? By the way, first of all, what kind of expression it is? So we are calling a function inside another function. So let's try to dissect what is happening over here. You remember, right? Execution starts from left to right. So execution will start from here. So it will say, okay, fine. I'm going to call a function that is called addition. I look into the memory. Okay, hey, yeah, we have addition function. We can call it, but we need 2 parameters for it. Do we have 2 parameters? So first parameter is going to be 4. So yeah, I'm good over here. So num1 is going to be 4. What is num2? For num2, I do not have a number. I have another function call. So let's leave this work over here. I'll come to this in a minute. Let's evaluate this expression first. Okay. So by the way, I'm talking just like the Python will talk while execution. Okay. So let's execute this expression first. So when it will be executing this expression, it will say, okay, fine, I have to execute addition function. Yeah, we have it. But again, we need two parameters. Do we have two parameters? Yes, we have two parameters. We have 1 and 2. So num1 is going to be 1, num2 is going to be 2. So it will return the result. And according to my previous discussion, this whole expression will be updated and it will be translated into, it will be replaced by this result variable. What is this result variable? It will be 3 because 1 plus 2 is going to be 3. So this addition will be, it will be like, let me explain it over here. So it will be like this whole thing will be replaced with 3. This whole thing is replaced with 3. Why? Because this is a value returning function. So which value is being returned? 3 is returned, so 3 will be written over here. Now, it will say, okay, fine. Now I have an expression over here. I do not have an expression. I have a value over here. And previously, I was executing this addition function with 4. And now I have the second parameter as well, which is 3. So it will work fine. Yeah, 7. But what if I run this one? It again gives me 7. So our explanation was correct. So this function name will be replaced by this returning variable, right? I hope this makes things very much clear. Now, just like we can pass any value to the function, we can also return any data structure, any data type from this function as well. Here we are returning an integer, but we can return a string as well. We can return a list as well, or anything else as well, right? By the way, we can also return Boolean values as well. Well, now that is interesting. So let's talk about this thing in next video.